Oh, God. So excited to be here. Alright, good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
This is my outfit before I came here. Tried on another one, I looked like a cross-dresser. Actually, before I came here, I got a lot of advice, like ignore your fear. And I thought, you can't apply that anywhere else. You can't ignore any other problem. Like you don't see a suburban dad going, I ignored my taxes, just like I ignored my wife and kids. Actually, comedy is not that easy as it looks up here, because they can't teach it. It isn't like that. We went over it for like 5 minutes in English this year, and it was basically the art of surprise, which isn't true, because if it was, every time a kid goes home and says, I'm pregnant, it'd be hilarious.
Oh my God, I love my brother.
Actually, among the classes we do have here would be algebra, which is ridiculous, because let's face it, X times Y is just a bunch of angry kids. Actually, we have another class, gym, which retrospectively isn't that bad, but in the locker room, that is tough. Because after like maybe a exciting game of scooter soccer, you have that one kid who's excited, he made one goal, eyes closed, and he'll be so excited, he'll come in, he can walk by you, but of course that won't happen. He'll hit you on the back really hard, or the most awkward things will happen, he'll walk by and just pass you on the butt, and hold it there for a second too long, and you know he's enjoying it just a little bit too much. Something else to see around here a little bit would be fights, but I will say, thank you. I will say that fights, they end up about as well as someone who's been drinking, and they're about as rare as a unicorn. But I'd like to think that they're as entertaining as a unicorn who's been drinking.
Oh yeah.
We actually have
really
some weird
inappropriate.
kids here, too. I would say, there's this one time in science where it was a work day. We were finishing up, and a kid walks over to the teacher's desk and starts going through her things, which was disturbing. And I had expected him. Our teacher called over and said, what are you doing? And I just had expected him to like look up and say, I'm checking what hours you keep your doors unlocked. Actually, that teacher was Mrs. Sally, and today is her birthday. Another ridiculous thing you see around here a little bit often is someone trying to set kids up, which never turns out well. Like, you'll see a kid, oh, you would be perfect for Steve! And they'll say, Steve, isn't he the manic depressive who abused his last girlfriend? Of course he is, but you take a punch like a champ. Personally, I try to relax with TV, but even that gets ruined with commercials, because those are awful. They don't even make sense. Like, the commercial with hamsters advertising cars, that's so ridiculous. I'd rather see a commercial advertising iPods by Deaf Kids.
God.
Makes TV watching with your family impossible, because you can be watching any TV show and suddenly a commercial for like Yaz comes on and you end up getting to talk while your TV tells you about planned pregnancy. Actually, a little while ago, I was playing Monopoly with my cousin and his dad, and I thought it was interesting because it was the only time I'd ever hear a 7-year-old say to his dad, where's my rent? And then I remember from last year in social studies, when we were studying like kids in Asia. And I thought, what's the inverse of that? Like kids in Asia studying us. And I thought the teacher over there would be like, in America, they have a thing called racism. And there'd be like one non-Asian kid in the room, and then you'd be like, exclude him! Alright, that's the end of it, but I'd like to thank so many people, but the list goes on. Aaron Lee Sack, Natalie Pavlik, Brian Borski, Matt Ernest, my brother Chase Woods, who's probably in here somewhere, my mom, my dad, thank you so much.